Hello and welcome to the sketchbook tour. My name is Noah. I'm an artist from the Netherlands, and today I'm gonna give you a tour of this sketchbook. On the cover of this sketchbook you see cows. I quite like drawing cows. And these are done in Posca markers. And because it's a black background, you can see really good the white lines. And I really like this cover. So I started this sketchbook in November of 2024 and I finished this sketchbook in February 2025. This is a Sea White of Brighton sketchbook. It's an all media acid-free sketchbook, A4, 140 GSM with a lot of pages. And here on the first page you see, today I shall create. I got it from somewhere and yes, it's a good reminder. Just create. And furthermore, you see a lot of quick sketches, 2 minutes of a real modeling session of a woman with a dress. And on this page, you see the same woman, a pencil sketch with a lot of more values, and I quite like this one. And on the right, you see some information about this drawing because the plan was to make a painting out of it. I made a painting also, but I really did not like it. But this is some information of me figuring out what I want to do. So a composition sketch, a value sketch, a quick sketch where I did the way the model was standing. And on the right, a color study of the colors I wanted to use. Here on the left you see a sketch of an electrician pole in Mexico, and I made a litho out of it, and I really like this one. It's one I just really like it. And on the right you see some crayon sketches of my dog. Another live crayon sketch of my dog, done in purples. Here on the left you see a color study of a model in modeling class. And on the right, more drawings of my dog sleeping, because that's the easiest way to draw my dog when she's sleeping. When she's walking and doing stuff, it's quite difficult to sketch her. I try from time to time, but the easiest way is sketching her when she's sleeping. On the top you see a color study from my coloring class, and down below is a color study but from my modeling class. And on the right you see my dog sleeping again, done with aquarelle, so watercolor. Another color study from my coloring class. And on the right some ideas of etching, things I wanted to etch. And I did etch this landscape, but the other things I never did, but just some ideas. Maybe someday, maybe never. Then some live drawings of a model sitting for me while she was making something. and I did like a full body study and then a close-up of the face from different angles. And this was quite a fun day, and I quite like these sketches. More of these sketches of the model. And on the right, an acrylic painting of an apple. I quite like the aesthetic of it all. I will not say it's a pretty painting, but I like the way it looks. Here on the right you see a pencil sketch of a closet. You like a game to closet or drawer? With some clothes inside of it and some stuff on top. And on the right was some composition sketches and a value sketch I did during a model class, model painting class. And here you see a landscape, the same you can see on the right, but then this one is done in acrylic and one on the right is done in pencil. And this is also the one I made an etching from. Then some more color studies, both from a modeling class and on the right also value sketches, also from a modeling class, a different one. Some shapes I was gonna fill in someday but never did. From some rocks. A painting of a banana. It was a day where I made a lot of paintings and sketches of this pair of bananas. I quite like the sketches I did. It was a fun day. Then a pen sketch, and on the right some pencil sketches from my modeling class at school. More color studies from school, from this modeling class. And on the right, a value study of a modeling class. Did a lot of modeling classes around this time. Quite a lot. Some color study on top. This is a copy of a painting from one of the masters. Don't remember the name, but I will put it on top if I can find it. And below a color sketch of a model, and this was not at school, but this one I organized myself at home, and it was quite fun to do. On the right you see a quick sketch of a cow. It's from the Sketch With Me session I did, and the video I will put the link down below if you want to sketch with me. And I really like the quick sketches of these cows. There will be a lot of more cows in this sketchbook. Another color study from modeling class. And on the right, the top, you see some more figuring out how the head looks and how the poses is for a modeling class. And below is a skull and a plant. Then here you see another cow. And on the right, some more things for my modeling class. I think some different composition to check out and some old cutouts I did. Don't remember for what, but I found them and I just put them in there. This was for my animal class, and I really like this animal class, and I think I don't know why exactly, but I do think it's just because I have more with animals. I just really like animals. And this is from an ice duck. Yes, I really enjoy this class. And this is the ice duck, and I drew the same ice duck but in from different angles. It was like that duck and they set it up and then we had to draw it. I really do like these ones. On the right, some abstract thing I made once I found and put it in there. And on the right, another ice duck. But in Dutch, it's an ijseend. Well, we had to make something. We had to incorporate the letters of the ice duck, in Dutch, ijseend, into the painting we made. And on the right you see a little sketch of it, an idea. Then here you see a bicycle. It's from a sketchbook video also. I will also put the link down below. And on the right you see a flamingo, a drawing with soft pastel pencils. Here you see a transparent sheet with my dog, and I did this dog a lot of times. I have a sketchbook where I made the sketch and then I redid it, and soon I think I will redo it again because I really like the composition and the way it's cute and lying there. It's just, it gives a good feeling. And I will do more with this one. On the right is an inked sketch of a bird. Don't remember what kind of bird, but I quite like the values. Here you see the litho of the dog from the transparent, and here you see it. It's like a bad litho, but it's okay to put it in my sketchbook then. But I have a little bit better ones, and yeah, I just really like it. And on the right, another bird done with inks. This is a better litho than the previous one. You can see the face a little bit of the dog better. And on the right you see a really quick sketch from a modeling class, and below that the dog that was also in a modeling class because the teacher brought her dog to school and I quite like her dog. It's a really nice dog. And more sketches of the dog. I quite like sketching the dog a bit more than the people, but on the right you see also another sketch from a different angle from the people. But I think I like the two sketches here. I like the best. They're quick, they're the the gesture is in it. It's you see it's a dog. One is hiding a bit and the other is like asleep. I just love it. I really like these sketches. Here some notes from my art history class with some little drawings, and on the right my classroom, a part of the classroom I did with pencil, and I really like the composition and the way I place things in this sketch. These are some composition studies of the amazing painter Romy Elliott. I really like her paintings, also from a lot of dogs and animals. And her compositions are great. I love the way her paint shows on the canvas. I just really love her paintings. I hope to see one live someday. But I will leave a link to her Instagram down below. But these are all composition studies, quick ones of all the paintings from some of the paintings she did. Another quick cow sketch. And on the right, a sketch I did from a photo of a man sitting and washing something. And I was making a painting from this one. I'm still making a painting out of this one, but I'm not feeling it at the moment. So not painting that one at the moment, but this is the sketch. Another cow sketch. And on the right, a sketch of a room. I made a painting also of this one. And here's some practicing of the ice duck letters. So in Dutch, ice eend, but with different kind of, how do you call it? Calligraphy? Calligraphy, I think. Different letters to practice. And on the right, you see a color study from one of my modeling classes. Some notes, another composition sketch, and below that a little color study of a still life with a lot of color. I really like this one. And on the right you see two not color studies, value studies of my dog. And from both of these I made paintings. And I quite like those paintings. Some more notes from my animal lessons, and on the right some cows. And the first one, the top 6 are cows I drew from memory. So do you know how a cow looks? Apparently I'm not that good at how, I think they look more like dogs than cows, but okay. And below are cows I reference from photos. Those look more like cows than dogs. Here are some cow paintings done with acrylic paint. And I quite like these two. I like the one on the left better than the one on the right. But the feeling is there. Some more cow studies from the hooves. Just quick studies done with pen to get the gist of how a cow works, how he looks. So here is the skeleton of a cow. I quite like this drawing. It's just to figure out how the bones and everything of a cow works so you can draw it more easily and it looks really like a cow. So on the right some more cow drawings done with pen and marker. Another cow quick sketch, and on the right a painting done in acrylic of a woman praying, I think, of at least looking at the sky with some kind of dress on. It's a bit abstract, but I think it looks cool. Another cow sketch on the left. And on the right, a sketch for my modeling class, where the model was standing like this and there was paint dripping over her. It was quite cool. Another cow sketch. And on the right, a drawing of a frog. And on top of it stands, "Peace begins when the expectation ends." And I think that's quite a cool quote. The frog is done with pen. I really like using pen. Here another cow, and on the right, 5 minutes still lives. Both of them are 5 minutes. Another cow. And here some idea of abstracts. It's from some ice laying on the ground. I took a picture of it and then I tried to copy the design and the flow. It's to create an organic composition. It was fun to do. Here stands "Go with the flow." Maybe I will do with it something with it someday. Looks quite cool. Here is a oil painting sketch I did with a Sketch With Me session. I will leave the link also down below. And here on the right, you see some composition sketches from the master Wout Muller. We had a class all about Wout Muller, so I did some sketches to get familiar with his work. And I quite like the way he makes things. Not always liking his subjects, but the way he composition things and uses to make things, the way he uses perspective is really cool. Here another cow. And on the right, some notes for myself from a class, I presume. On the bottom right, there is a color study of a person. And then here, a lot of more notes from a class. And on the right, a 5-minute study of a table full of breakfast, like tea, food, a lot of things. And I really quite like this sketch. Looks like a fun day. Here, a big sketch of a cow done in Posca markers. Quite colorful. And here you see a not very good print of a wood cut I did. But this is not a good print. I have better prints somewhere else, but because it's a bad print, I can stick it here in my sketchbook. Because where otherwise I would use it for. And I really like this one. And here on the right you see an acrylic painting of a woman. And I think I did this one like in 30 minutes. And I love to see the way I've grown since the beginning of art school and what I can make now. And this is, I think it's quite good. I really like it. I really do like this painting. Let me know in the comments down below if you also like this painting. Or that you think, nah, it's not that good. Or maybe you can improve on this, or on something else. Yeah, just let me know. I'm curious to hear what you have to say. So, this is the end of the sketchbook tour. I hope you liked it. I hope you got some inspiration out of it for your own work or for something else. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Until the next sketchbook tour. Bye!